Hi, my name is Matthew Blackman. Today is July 27th, 2025, and this is my week 4 assignment 1 for FTT 104 Gunsmithing Tools Lab. Let's get into it. All right, so for this assignment, I was originally going to use a different firearm, but because of time restraints in the time that I'm actually doing this, I've got to be a little quieter. I have a newborn in the house, so I'm going to be using a firearm that's a little bit easier to disassemble. This is my Lorson L380. So first things first, we're going to remove the magazine. There's no ammo in the mag, obviously. There's no feed source on the gun. I'm going to set this magazine aside. And then we're going to go ahead and clear the firearm. So as we can see, there is nothing in the chamber. And this doesn't actually have a mag lock, but I can hold it back like that. I can physically feel there's nothing inside the chamber. So the gun is safe to work on now. It's completely cleared. It's also on safe. And before I start disassembly, there's no live ammo at all anywhere around. There's no live ammo in my workspace. There's no live ammo that can accidentally slip into the gun. So let's get into disassembly. All right, so with this particular firearm, first we're going to take it off safe here. I'm going to cycle a slide just to make sure there's nothing in the chamber, which there isn't. Still no feed source, magazine's over here. I'm going to pull the trigger in a safe direction. Then we're going to take the back end of this pin, and we're just going to push that in on the slide, pull the slide up, set that back over there. All right, now we can take the slide off, set the frame down right there. For the slide, we're just going to be taking the firing pin assembly out for the strip. There's the firing pin itself, firing pin spring, catch right there. And the only other thing in the firearm, or the slide of the firearm, is the ejector right there, or the extractor. So got the slide right there. Now for the actual frame itself, I'm going to start by the recoil spring assembly, which I'll set right there. Then using one of the screwdrivers, because I don't feel like digging in my tool set and getting the right bit out, one of the screwdrivers I've already set aside that SDI actually sent us, I'm going to be pulling this side of the grip off. There's just 2 screws in the grip right here. All right, now I've got the grip right there. I'm going to just leave the screws in it, less likely for me to lose them. And then on this side, we have the safety right there. And we have the spring for the safety. We can just take that out right there. And then go ahead and take the other side off. Again, just 2 screws in the grip. Just popping off because it's laying on the mag release right there. So it's got both the screws in it, and this mag release is going to come out. And because I just touched it, set the mag release right there. I'm going to pull this bracket off, and then this piece out right here, which is going to come out with a spring, and set that right there. All right, so this is basically completely stripped down. There's a smaller spring right here that I can pull out. It's just part of the recoil spring assembly. So now that that's out, the frame is completely torn down, basically. It's not a completely fixed barrel. There's actually a pin, as you can see right there, to drive it out. And I have a barrel from another project right here. This is exactly what it looked like if it got out, but it's a pain. And right now, with me having to be quiet because of the newborn, I'm going to not take that out right now. Same thing with the trigger. I have a trigger from another project, a sister gun. It's a Cobra FS 380. Same frame design and everything, but because of the newborn, I'm not going to make the noise to take the trigger assembly out right now. But same trigger assembly, all you've got to do is drive out that pin right there. Okay, so I'm going to clean some things up real quick, lube some things, and then I will get right back to you on the reassembly. All right, so now we're going to be reassembling it. We've got the mag release right here. Just going to drop in just like that. Make sure it's right on that side. I sit it on it for a second, and then we are going to take this piece right here, and oh, I dropped the spring. Going to orientate this in this direction, just like that. And we're going to take this trigger bar right here. We're going to align the trigger and make sure that doesn't slide off right there. And we're take the grip, go ahead and set that back on there, and start this bottom screw. There we go. All right, get those tight, not super tight, just tight enough that the grip won't walk around. All right, so now that that's back on, go ahead and flip this over. Take our safety spring right here, line that into its hole. Take the little dowel right here. Again, align that, just like that. We can take our grip and drop it on there. Get these screws started. And again, don't get these super tight, but just tight enough that when you're shooting, it's not going to back off. All right, make sure that trigger bar is still on. Then we can take our smaller recoil spring, throw that in there, the larger recoil spring, throw that on there, and set that down carefully so that trigger bar doesn't pop off. We take our firing pin spring, throw that on there, and then the catch on there, then drop that down into there. Make sure that's all free, moves freely. And we're going to take this and put the barrel in just like that. We push this in, and just like that, the firearm is functioning. Safety works. Magazine, no ammo. Mag release works. Safety does work. Go ahead and set that down there. And now for the tools. So I'm going to include the tools that I would have used if I was removing the barrel and the trigger assembly to get those two pins out. But like I said, because of noise I couldn't. It's just going to be this same punch that I used at the back end of. Block, the screwdriver. Probably would have used this brass side of this hammer right here. And I believe that's it for this firearm. It's a super easy gun to take down and disassemble. So this is all I would have needed to completely strip it down. But again, because I didn't use the block and everything, because I didn't take its barrel and trigger assembly out, I need to do the pins. But this is every tool that I would have used. And this is the reassembled firearm right here again, Lorsen L380. And again, my name is Matthew Blackman. Today is July 27th. Thank you for watching.